section, Roman 4, short answer. Answer 4 of the following 8 questions in complete sentences. Please make sure that you completely and clearly answer the questions. Use correct spelling and punctuation. 5 PTS each. 1. What is the doctrine of discovery? What are 4 main points of the doctrine of discovery? 2. The Declaration is made up of a preamble and 3 other main parts. What are the names of the 3 other parts, and what was the purpose of each of these 4 parts in making up the Declaration of Independence? 3. Which colonies belong to the southern and northeastern regions? Choose one of these regions and discuss its economy and how the climate of the region determined the economy of that region. 4. The colonies were made up of many different groups of people from around the world, in addition to Native American populations. Name 3 groups of people from other countries and where they settled in colonial America. 6. Name 4 Native American tribes, and in general, how did their environment impact their choice of food? The blending of all of these different people in the colonies created the uniquely culture. 5 in the original draft of the Declaration of Independence, in reference to slavery, Thomas Jefferson charged King George with violating sacred rights of life and liberty of distant people by carrying them into slavery. Not one of the delegates liked this idea. Explain the following 3 points of view. Explain why a northern delegate would have objected to this passage. Explain why a southern delegate would have objected to this passage. Thomas Jefferson is criticizing Great Britain's participation in the slave trade. Explain why his criticism of slavery is hypocritical. What are 3 reasons why the colonists felt the need to separate from Britain? 7. What was the impact of the Battle of Bunker Hill on the colonists? Britain. 8. By the end of 1776, the Americans had been beaten badly in New York by the British. The Continental Army had been chased through New Jersey, across the Delaware River, and into Pennsylvania. The period of enlistment had expired for many American soldiers, and these men left the army to go back home. General Howe offered pardons to the rebel soldiers that were willingly to sign an agreement of obedience to the king, and many rebels took that offer. The few remaining soldiers that Washington had left to fight were so hungry, weather beaten, and without clothing, that Washington feared that they would not be able to continue to fight in the war. What did George Washington do to increase the morale of his soldiers and lead them to victory at the Battle of Trenton?